In this video, you will learn what steps you can take next if you have concerns about your child's learning or behavior and wonder if they may need services from your school district, what the process is to request a special education assessment from your school, and why the assessment is necessary. If your child is at least 3 but not more than 22 years old, you may consider making a request for a special education assessment if you suspect that they may have a disability, if they have already been diagnosed with a disability by a doctor or other specialist, or if there have been ongoing concerns in the school setting. Some concerns can be a delay or a difference in speech development, not progressing like their peers socially or emotionally, behaviors that are impacting their learning, like if they're being pulled out of class often because of difficulties, or the behaviors are keeping the child from participating normally. Learning differences like difficulties with math, reading, writing, comprehension, concerns around attention, delays or difficulties with movement like walking, running, playing, or writing. If you notice your child is having trouble in school and want to know if they may need special education services, you can initiate a referral. The referral is the first letter you write to request that your child be assessed or evaluated. Please remember that all requests must be made in writing. Sometimes there may be a meeting or a discussion where a teacher or principal or some other person may indicate that the assessment might be needed. Always follow up in writing. You want to make sure that the assessment starts. On Parents Helping Parents website, you can find a template letter to request assessment. Check it out. Sometimes the school may initiate the assessment process. Anyone can make the request for an assessment, but only parents, guardians, or educational right holders can give consent for the assessment to actually begin. The letter to request assessment should explain why the request is being made. It should state all of the areas of concern you have about the child. If your child has been identified by a doctor or other professional as having a disability or medical diagnosis, this information can be included in your letter. When you make the request for an assessment, you can share any private assessment reports you have received that explain your child's condition. If your child has been assessed in the last year, it's important to let the school know so that the same assessment tests are not repeated. For some test results can be invalidated if repeated within some time of each other. It's important you list all areas of concern in your letter because it will be used as a guide to determine what areas of development to assess. The assessment should be comprehensive and address all areas related to the suspected disability. These can include health and development, vision, including low vision, hearing, motor abilities, language function, academic performance, self-help, orientation and mobility skills, career and vocational abilities, social and emotional status. The assessment is not limited to academics, so include functional areas of concern, behavior and health problems if any exist. It's always best practice to retain a copy of the letter for your records. If you hand deliver the letter, have them date and time stamp it, or you can mail it. Assessments for special education by the school district are free of charge to the parents. Okay, so what if your child has already been diagnosed as having a disability? Do you still need an assessment by the district to determine if they are eligible or if they need services? Yes. The purpose of the assessment is to see if he or she has a disability and needs special education services in any area of suspected need.
When my daughter was 3, we requested an evaluation from our school district. I just had concerns, and I wanted an evaluation to see what we needed to do to prepare for kindergarten, for preschool. She was in a preschool type program at that time, and so I wanted to know, are there any supports that we can, maybe put in place?
What happens after you submit your letter to request the assessment or after you have received the letter which indicates that somebody at school thinks your child should be assessed? In order for the assessment to begin, you are required to give written consent on an assessment plan. The assessment plan is a form that is given to the parent that includes the purpose of the assessment, description of the areas of concern, and it lists the areas that the district proposes to assess and the titles of who will perform the assessment. Parents can ask questions for a full understanding. If you find an area missing on the assessment plan, contact the district about your concern. Now, what is a timeline for an assessment? In California, the school district has 15 calendar days from the time the school district receives your letter to respond either with a yes in the form of an assessment plan or a written notice that they are denying your request. Note, this is not counting calendar days of school vacation in excess of 5 school days. If you receive an assessment plan notice, you will have at least 15 calendar days to ask all the questions you need to feel comfortable to give informed consent by signing the plan. From the time you consent to the assessment plan and give the signed plan back to the district, they will have 60 days, including weekends, to assess your child and hold the first IEP meeting to consider eligibility. Again, this does not include calendar days of school vacation in excess of 5 school days. It is helpful to request a copy of the assessment report a few days prior to the meeting so that you can have time to review the results and prepare for the meeting. This request must be made in writing. At the initial IEP meeting, assessments are reviewed and discussed as a team. The team includes the parents, school staff, and the people who did the evaluations. The next steps are the determination of eligibility. Does your child qualify for special education? The development of an IEP, or if the child is not found eligible for special education, the consideration of a 504 plan. We have videos to help you understand those next steps. Check them out. We have reviewed the basics of the assessment process. Now you know that as a parent, you can formally make a written request for assessment. You've learned to include all of your concerns about your child in your letter, and that you can share other information with your school. Remember, the assessment is free to you, and the timeline can be 75 to 90 days long in California. We hope the information will help you access services for your child if they need them. If things don't go as noted in the video, please contact Parents Helping Parents.